up, everybody? You're listening to High Tea with Mel, Kel, and Kay. If you're down for some unapologetic and unfiltered discussions from melanated perspectives, let's get this chat steeped and brewed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What up, ladies?
Hello,
Hi.
ma'ams.
Hello. Welcome back to this week's episode. We are going to go ahead and dive in and hopefully keep this short and sweet for y'all because we laid a lot on y'all last week. So, love you, mean it. But we wanted to get into all things Black women and the pros and the cons and a number of different spectrums. It will be a very open and fluid conversation. If you over here coming to judge, take it back home. Thank you very much. And of course, we're going to have our social media moments, our first one of this season. Thank you to those who sent in letters. But we're going to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I love it. My nosy gene is fulfilled. And keep it coming because Grandma Louise gave me a lot of nosiness. Okay. Anyways, we're going to have our social media moment. And then we're going to wrap this sucker up by talking about pretty privilege. I'm going to leave that right there. So, yep. Interesting story for y'all. So during our girls trip, we tried to talk about pretty privilege in like a bonus episode. And
It went left. U-turn.
What happens when you have too many bottles of wine?
And I'm dry heaving over here just trying to edit that episode. It was not good.
In our defense, there were a lot of mimosas and wine, and yeah, it was a lot going on. So we just go try it again. We're gonna try it again today. I am sober, so I feel confident this time that we'll do better.
Right. Jeez, man.
Well, let's get into it. So, of course, I have a question. So, what are two things that we think that us as Black women should start and stop in whatever chapter that we are all in? Does that make sense?
Elaborate, please.
So, I feel like all women have things that we should definitely steer away from and steer towards. So Black women especially the stereotypical Black woman is this strong, aggressive, blah 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 type of woman. Mm-hmm. Fuck all that. As Black women who see the things that we go through on a daily basis, like one of the things on mine was we need to stop protecting everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reach it. That is definitely on mine. That will always be on mine.
Like, I'm sorry, unless they came out of my womb or they pay half my bills because they're my person, I don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You could choose to, but I don't think we all need to, in my wholeheartedly opinion. So that's what I mean by that.
Okay. I think to go along with that is we need to stop being part of the superwoman persona. And what I mean by that is those compliments, in quotes, compliments of you're such a strong woman, you're such a strong mother, you're so strong for going through this. That's not a compliment. I actually take that as a side dig because you never hear our paint primer counterparts being called strong women in that kind of capacity. Especially when you hear it in a conversation when it comes to the media or in your personal life. It's just the fact that Black women in particular, even back in slave days, we've always been the caretakers. We've always been the ones who have to hold it down and put our life on hold and on pause for other people. And people see that as being strong because you sacrificed what you wanted to do and what you could have done in certain instances. And I'm just over that. I don't feel like I need to be strong all the time. I don't feel like I need to be biting my tongue for every little thing, for anything that may pop up that was difficult. You don't need to tell me that. I know that, but you don't have to say it out loud.
All right.
Yeah. I like that.
1,000%. I'm with you.
Jesus.
Because I feel like in almost every goddamn episode, we tired.
Sick and tired.
And all three of us, none of us have children, and we tired already.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
What the fuck? All right. What about you, Miss Keish?
I think for me, kind of going along with what you said at first, Mel, it's not just the fighting everyone's battles, but it's also trying to draw a line on what feminism means to Black women versus feminism for all women as a whole. Because I think a lot of Black women and colored women as well don't understand that the first and second wave of feminism was not for us. We were not included. We were not given an invite to Saratoga Springs for that meeting.
Sorry.
That was not for us. That was about white women liberating themselves from their white husbands, not about Black women. And so I feel like a lot of the times a lot of colored women needs to identify feminism as being something else for them as a minority, especially because we don't have the same glass ceilings to break as white women. We don't. We don't get through corporate America the same way as white women, or even get through life the same way as white women. And this is no dig to any white women who I know personally or anything like that. I think it's just more realistic to see that feminism is not the same, and it's not an equal playing field. Yes, we are women first, but second to that, we are Black and women. And I feel like that is something that's hugely needs to be understood, especially when it comes to being loud and proud about being a feminist, because
we Black first.
Right. I would like to say I'm women first. I'm a woman first and then Black, because I am a Black woman, yes, but fortunately I'm a woman first.
Heard.
So, huh?
No, I said heard.
Yeah, but either way you put it, I just would like more Black women to understand that, because even I was having a talk with someone the other day about it, and the way Black women go to these marches and rallies holding Frida nipple signs when they were doing that whole shit back in like 2017, 2018, we get viewed differently for doing those things and wanting to free the nipple and being more
free nipples.
Yeah, no, keep the nipples in the bras, please. Or a sports bra, at least.
Lord
at
Jesus.
the least.
I tender, but nipples.
Right. So, I mean, it's the evidence is out there. Like, unfortunate, like it's a very unfortunate and sad truth that a lot of white women or women who are not of color can get away with being more promiscuous or having more autonomy over their bodies and wanting to wear whatever they want to wear without being looked at a certain type of way. And this is why I think that that's something that needs to be identified and marked as that feminism is not the same for us. It's adjacent, but it's not the same. So that's mine. That's mine.
It's a whole bar.
Thank you. I like bars.
You did
I like
that, boo.
spitting some bars.
You did that, boo. Well, I'll add a start, and I want Black women to start taking control for ourselves and not for others. And a key point to that is asking for help.
Yeah.
It has taken, and I know the two of you very much have the same struggle. It's taking a very long time for me to be able to start asking for help. Part of that had to do with getting a partner, and part of that had to do with getting more responsibilities and realizing there's only one of me.
Yeah.
And to Kelly's point, I'm no fucking superhuman. And shout out to all the superhumans out there. Good for you. Yeah. That you get shit done the way you get it done. Unless you're gonna teach me, I don't give a fuck what you do. Yeah. So I'm gonna start asking for help. And if you're not gonna give me my help, got you, fam. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Figure it out. What would be something y'all would want to see Black women start doing?
I'm kind of going to go off of what Kishana said, because it was actually my second thing, is I am very sick and tired of just us being hypersexualized. It's gotten so old, and I was thinking to myself, is there a difference between how we were viewed, like even in music videos in the early 2000s and the 90s compared to now?
Nope.
And there is no difference. The only difference was the clothes.
The clothes and the cars. They look good.
Yeah.
That's the only big difference.
Pretty much in the beat. But
yeah.
In present day, when it comes to music and Black women, I think it's just getting way too overboard. And it's kind of hard to, you know, when you hear Black women and brown women talk about how, oh, well, stop calling me a bitch, or don't call me a C word, don't, all these kind of negative connotations and descriptions of us, but you're gonna be out of the club or basically just hyping up those artists that do exactly that on their music videos and behind closed doors and all that sort of stuff. And it's just gotten out of control. And I don't want to say it, but I gotta say it. But that is the reason why I am not necessarily the biggest fan of Meg the Stallion. I'm sorry, but not sorry. She just rubs me the wrong way. I kind of get what she's trying to go. She says women empowerment when I guess the Grammys happened or the VMAs a couple years ago. And I don't no.
See, I kind of get where they're trying to go with it. It's the empowerment part is supposedly taking that autonomy back from men, from being more just
dominant.
Not even just being dominant, just being completely
steering the
disrespectful.
conversation about what Black women and women should be like.
And just being completely disrespectful to women as a whole. So I kind of get what like artists like Nicki and Megan and all the new people that are coming out on the scene are trying to do, especially just taking back that from men to say that nah, we're gonna do it. But at the same time, I feel like there is a certain way to do it, because the way I view it is like, now you have younger people who are more impressionable that are coming out, that are like seeing these things and thinking that's how they should be. And I'm just like, but there's a line, and I feel like people don't see the line between being a regular person on the street and being a celebrity making money off of what you post on social media, what you put out there for content. And like, because these people make money off of posting what they post. Versus regular people like you and I, we don't make shit off of what we post.
No, we get fired if we post that kind of stuff.
Right.
1,000%.
And I feel like that line isn't there. That line is so transparent at this point. And I feel really bad. Like, I feel really bad for this younger generation, because they don't seem to realize like what you put on the internet is forever. Regardless of if you deleted it and think that it's gone, it's not gone. Not on what's the Facebook guy's name? Mark Zuckerberg's internet, Bill Gates' internet, Elon Musk's internet, Bitcoin's internet. It's not gone. It's there. It's there. I don't know who's behind Bitcoin, but that guy, whoever it is, it's
the
there.
Evil people in the world
like,
do evil things.
Trust me, there's at least like 3 people on that got screenshots of it on their phones. Okay, so it's just like, and I feel like that's the part that people are not thinking about. Like, no one's thinking about, how does this affect me?
In the long
2
run.
years from now, like what happens to me? Like, like, yeah, it's cute when you're doing it in the moment, but I don't feel like, you as a regular person, you have more consequences versus a person like Megan Thee Stallion, who is a household name. She's a celebrity. She can post her ass on her gram as much as she want. She can post them big old bitties on her gram as much as she want, but you're a regular person. And I feel like that line is just gone. Like, it's completely disintegrated.
Yeah.
So I get what they're doing, but at the same time, it's like the influence is just super strong. And then some people don't understand how, kind of absorbed that they are in that influence. They don't call them influencers for no reason.
Yep.
I mean, not to age myself, but I'm going to do it anyways. But that's like when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Most of the artists we listened to when we were growing up, I guarantee you, our parents probably wouldn't have been happy if they knew really what most of the context of what was on the radio was.
Hell yeah. If my mom heard me singing Candy Shop, she would have beat my ass relentlessly, okay?
And you know we know every single word.
I knew every word. Lick for lick, 50 and Foxy. Is it Foxy? I knew that whole song, lick for lick.
Not even missing a beat.
Not a beat, not a sound, nothing. I was 11.
I mean, I remember, and it was just a weird coincidence. Like, it was just a weird day in general. But I remember, like, my brother had a church that he went to, and they had this special service. I think it was on a Saturday. And we went, and it was literally about how our music is basically sacrificing our children, and about how over sexualizing our children. It was very dramatic. It was so dramatic. And most of it was about Christina Aguilera, which is the funniest part.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, she was wild.
Yeah, she was.
Still,
and I guess she was popular the most popular thing back then.
She was very popular.
Dirty. The stripped album.
Yeah. But I just remember that, and I was just like, what the fuck am I doing sitting here right now? Like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, at the time, I wasn't thinking anything of that because I was a chubby girl who didn't have a lot of friends. Who the fuck was I gonna act like Christina Aguilera with? And who the fuck cared? That's just
yep.
Me. I guess it also could be like how the previous age before us, like I guess 40s to 50s now, kind of viewed, not even 40s, 50s, because 40s and 50s was popping during the 90s. So I would say even 60s, 70s, like our parents' age, like how they view how we say nigga. They hate it.
They do.
But to us and people from the 90s, it was taking the autonomy back and making it our own word. But to them, it was just like, can you stop saying that? It's really not that serious to be saying all that and doing all that. And just, you're doing the most. I'm going to need you to chill.
Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, even till now, like, especially within the last couple, like, 5 years or so, like, hearing people say nigga makes me cringe. Like, even me saying it right now makes me cringe. Like,
you didn't hear a pause before I said it?
Yeah, like, it's like, it's so weird. Like, I can't even, like, fathom a time in my life where I've used that word so much in a sentence. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, there's so many other adjectives you can use at this point. Like, it's a verb, it's an adjective, it's a pronoun, it's everything. Like, I don't even know. It's just a filler word, and I feel like that's something else too. Like, to add to this whole thing, like, this popped into my head just now. Like, I would like Black women, especially young Black women, to start behaving and portraying themselves in the way that they want people to see them. You understand? Because unfortunately, a lot of us are already masked by this stereotype as being aggressive, as being masculine, as being, you know, too, like, we're not viewed as like women. We're just viewed as like fucking second class citizens. That's what it feels like sometimes, you know? And especially, you know, being like, we're on the darker end of the spectrum, like, that stereotype is cast even heavily to us. And it sucks because we're three pretty girly girls. Like, I mean, I have a lot of tomboy tendencies. Like, I love my good hoodie and some jeans and some sneakers, yeah, but at the end of the day, like, I don't see myself as, you know, masculine or any of those things. So it's just like, or aggressive and stuff like that. I mean, I am aggressive in certain parts of my life where I need to be, but overall, as a whole, I'm the kindest motherfucker you will ever meet in your life.
Yeah, motherfucker.
That's facts.
So it's just like, and that's something that another habit I had to develop within the last couple years, like portraying myself and putting myself out there in the way that I would like people to see me.
Well, can I add to that?
Of course.
I think diving even deeper, not even just the way you want people to see you, because I think everyone essentially does that, but I think we need to think in the sense of how we would want our parents to see us, because let's be real, our parents are not on social media, or even how we want our future kids to see us. Granted, I'm not going to be explaining shit to my kids about what I did when I did it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be explaining to my child about why mommy did a video on what is that that website where you just do whatever you want, nasty or otherwise.
Oh, OnlyFans.
Yes, why mommy had an OnlyFans slapping her vagina for money.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to explain that to my child.
Yeah.
I'm lazy right now. Future, we don't want to deal with that shit.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to say, like, us talking about this, and we're not bashing anybody who is into that kind of music or into the kind of look or the persona or whatever the case is.
And if you need to use your OnlyFans to get your money, get your money.
Get your money. We're not prudes at all. Like, we love getting ratchet. We love having our own little self-expression in whatever capacity that may be. But also, we are thinking about what's ahead. We're not just in the moment. We are in the moment when it comes to certain things. But when it comes to our way that we show ourselves as individuals, we're thinking about work. We're thinking about, as Melissa said, the kids. We're thinking about future partners that we could potentially be with. We're thinking about everything, because everything will always come back. And what is done in the dark will always come to light. And what I have always been told when I was little, at 3 years old, my mom always said, somebody is always watching you.
Oh, yeah.
And that is true. It ain't just your mama with her eyes on the back of your head. It is somebody out there is always watching what you're doing. And it's true.
Mm-hmm. You know what, too? Like, as you're saying that, like, what popped into my head is, like, the concept of, are you going to be proud of yourself and the things that you have done, like, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Are you going to be proud of yourself, your younger self?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people need to reflect more on that as well, to say, will I be proud of me and the way I acted 5 years ago? Am I proud of me right now 5 years ago?
Right.
Especially as Black women, because we have so many cards already stacked against us that we can't afford to
slip.
Essentially, I mean, and that's not saying that we haven't done things that we're not proud of. I've done a lot of shit I ain't proud of, but if it comes out, comes out. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Right.
But learning from those moments, I now know I'm not doing those shit that I'm not okay with. Mm-hmm. Because as soon as I do it, I know immediately I'm gonna be pissed at myself, and I'm gonna have no one else to be mad at.
Yep.
Right.
So that's all we mean, y'all.
It's just taking ownership of yourself and your actions. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of taking ownership, so y'all know I'm basic as fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So watching the new version of Sex and the City, the newest episode, Charlotte definitely had her bark on, and I loved it. And the moral of it was, I'm not saying sorry. Sorry, not sorry. No.
Mm-hmm.
Stop asking me to say sorry. Mm-hmm. And I need Black women to stop doing that, and that includes myself. We have, unless we did something intentionally or even accidentally in the moment to someone that hurt them, if it doesn't fit to that scenario, we don't have anything to be sorry about. If someone sends you the wrong information and you move in the direction based off of that information, that's their fuck up. That's not you.
Yeah.
And they need to take the fault for that, not you.
That's true. I agree.
Tired of being the punching bag.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, and if you feel like you gotta put people in their place, you can politely put somebody in their place and make them feel hella stupid politely.
I would teach a master class. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yep. I'll exchange some words with you very, very politely.
Quick, and I'll make you apologize with the quickness. You won't even realize and you'll apologize before you even really know what you did wrong. Like, I'm not with the shits. Don't try me.
Because I've become a believer of not allowing people to take you out your character.
Yes.
Especially since the fact that, like I said before, we already have this stereotype of being loud, proud, and aggressive. And people taking you out your character and taking you there does not help.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe that everything needs to become like a screaming match, because I feel like you can, like I said, I feel like you can politely put people in their place. You can politely tell somebody how you feel.
Right.
Because what? We're gonna look like two assholes screaming at each other? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And just because you scream louder doesn't mean that you win.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you swung them hands don't mean that you won.
Yep.
And don't get it twisted. I firmly believe in anyone who feels like they need to fight somebody, you gonna do it regardless. But as the three of us, we feel, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think we feel there's a time and a place for everything, and there's an escalation process. I don't go from 0 to 100. I'm gonna let you take me to 50, and then I'm gonna let it graduate from there. Because the more you make me get agitated and pissed off and to the point of mad, and it takes a lot to get me mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the time it gets to that point, I don't give a fuck no more. You could get these hands, feet, teeth. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm ruining your credit. I want your man. I want the money in your bank account. I want your firstborn child. Suck a dick. But I'll let you take it there. I'm not gonna start it. You gonna take it there.
Right.
Clearly, I'm vengeful, y'all. Take note. Well, I have one last one on mine, and I want more Black women to start traveling the world. We deserve to see all the things and learn about all the cultures, especially if you live in an area that doesn't really have culture, where you have like two races. We need to start going out and seeing things and experiencing things, because that also will teach us when and where is the best time to take care of things. Because in certain cultures, you get your head literally chopped off.
Yep.
For speaking out the mouth.
Yep. Clear off.
With no fucks. And they will ship it to your house in a bow. Not saying that's where you should go, but I'm just saying you have to learn other cultures to really understand how to move in this world.
Right.
I think if you're finished, Mel?
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so the last thing I want to add is have better standards for yourself. Whether it's personal standards, like things that you would like to see within yourself, whether it's relationship standards, especially relationship standards, because too many of y'all be stuck in these revolving doors of struggle, love, feeling like you need to struggle and love somebody at the same time. Those things do not always go together. They don't. Unfortunately, that's what we've been taught and conditioned to think that we have to accept, but it's not.
Thanks, Tyler.
It's right. Thank you, sir, for telling us that we need to take the underdogs. We don't. We can have some better standards for our love life, especially our love life, and especially our motherfucking friends.
Yes.
We don't need to stay. We do not need to stay with envious friends, jealous friends, these frenemy relationship, these toxic friends that always want to lead you down a bad path because you feel like you have to because we're friends. No. And even your family, have better standards for your family. They ain't beating it, cut them off. It's okay.
Especially for them motherfuckers.
Especially for them motherfuckers.
Hey, you got $5? Nah. Nah, fam. Stop. Don't call me.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's my last one. Have better standards. Have high standards. It's okay to have high standards. Don't let people tell you that it's not okay to have high standards. It'll get you through life a little better. Yeah, for real. When I started raising the bar, better things started happening in life. So that shit should not be on the floor.
Nope. Just like my purse should not be on the floor.
No.
Miss Kelly, do you have any more that you want us to do as Black women?
No, honestly, everything that we've said is very much cohesive.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Well, I had one topic on this topic that Kishana kind of started for me, so thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
And one of them was being Black women and dealing with interracial friendships.
Oh.
So this is something I know all three of us have had to deal with, but I feel like it's something we should definitely talk about because, especially given depending on where the other person is from, what their experiences are, that shit is not easy. Because you really have to wade the waters to understand what they're okay with and what is acceptable for your friendship. And it's okay to also have things not be acceptable. Like anyone who's not Black saying nigga, it's a hard no for me. I will cuss you out immediately.
Not even a question.
And I can call somebody right now and have them tell you exactly when I did it. I do not give a fuck.
I don't even give a shit if you were fostered, grew up in a Black household, all that shit like that.
No,
you would get thumped on the side of your neck.
If they invited you to the picnic, you could do that shit over there. When you get to this picnic, no. Whole set of rules over here.
Standards.
Whole different set of rules. But that's not the reason I brought this up. I just said that was the perfect example. So I guess one example I can give y'all that y'all both know I had a friend who came from a higher income background, and navigating the waters with her was like water and oil some days. Because some days it was good, we were both water or we were both oil, and some days it was like, wait, what? And having to have, and not even being able to have conversation because it feels like sometimes with certain people you just can't really communicate because they're not listening.
Right. Yeah.
And you have to like look at their circle and be like, who else around you might be able to help me communicate this to you? Because clearly you ain't listening.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
No, I think that's 100% true. I mean, I don't really have a lot of experience with interracial friendships. I have more experience with like multicultural friendships, and even to that is kind of like hard waters to navigate as well, because a lot of you different cultured folks thinks that it's okay too to use the N-word, but it's not okay for y'all's either because you have no connection with that word either. But that's a whole other topic. But I do get it. I do understand. The water is really hard to navigate. And just to explain a few things.
A lot of things.
Or give a different perspective. It's not always easy.
What's weird is like, ever since I grew up, I was always around white folk. It doesn't matter if it was elementary, middle, or high school, and even some of college. I have a lot of white friends, and that's pretty much all that I've always known. And some people of our color may not appreciate it, but I just seamlessly get along with white folk. But the thing about it is I am very selective of my friend group. Like, and that is the reason why that I am very quiet when you first meet me, because I am feeling you out and all the energy and all of the vibes that you give me. And I can tell you when somebody is fucked up in the head or fucked up with their own personality and what they believe in within 5 minutes of talking to you. And that's the reason why that I've never had issues with friends, thankfully. And maybe that has to do with the fact that I've moved so much and I've been able to get different coastlines and different people from different cultures and backgrounds, and just different political beliefs even. And I think that has a lot to do with it also. But I think when it came to high school, the white friend group that I did have, it was in North Carolina. Melissa knows North Carolina is definitely, it can be redneck, and then you can have like Black North Carolina. And being in Raleigh, being in Raleigh, that was definitely redneck country. And, but I was part of, right? I was part of FFA, which is Future Farmers of America. I absolutely loved it. But being a part of that group and that organization, it's a lot of racist redneck people that you can find in there. But my little circle that I had was very open-minded. I was very open with the parents of my friends, all that kind of stuff. But the thing about making friends as an adult and as kids growing up is you have got to not be open to everybody. You have got to be selective. And I feel bad for the generation coming up, like Gen Z and what they call the COVID generation. Um, they just want to have a big circle. They just want friends. They want social activity going on, and they don't have a personal compass. They're just lost. They're like lost puppies in this world. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's just going to really backfire on them, and they could go down in flames, honestly, just socially. I won't even get into it educationally, but socially, they're going to be very messed up. And it's because they have no ability to really separate what they need from what they just want.
Well, because I feel like maybe it's that social media age has made it kind of collide.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone sees what everyone has, and they don't know anything about the backstory about how that person got to that moment and got those things.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I know there are some people who they do get things easy. It's just, that's just a fact. There's people out there who just get easy shit quickly.
Yeah.
But there are also people who had to struggle a lot to get the things that they have. But the people who are on their phones, these kids, especially as a kid, I say it at least once a week. I regret as a child saying I want to be a grown up.
Yep.
I regret it. I miss being 7 and having a Scooby-Doo birthday party and cake. And growing up in the start of social media age, I remember all the shit I used to see, and I'd be like, "Oh, I want to do that, or I want to do this," not knowing anything about shit about how those motherfuckers got to that place.
Right.
Like, first of all, those bitches with the Instagram bodies, not even counting the ones that have plastic surgery, the ones who actually do a lot of workouts to get the body that they have, I don't want to do that. I do not.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have the energy,
the discipline,
the time, the diet management, or the trainer money. Okay, none of it. I don't want it, and I'm okay with that. I accept my rolls and my pudge and my PMS boobs and all the things that come with all of this. But no, I feel bad for these poor COVID babies.
Yeah,
they growing up different. They don't understand nothing for nothing.
Oh Lord.
Side tangent. What was I about to say? Well, I think the only thing that else I want to touch on for the multicultural interracial relationships is friendships, is especially as Black women, because we're seen as aggressive, and I am aggressive. I have an aggressive tone. I learned a long time ago that the bigger the bitch you are, the bigger more people listen to you. And somebody can fight me if they want to, but sorry, I've proved it time and time again. I'm here. So because of that, I act more aggressively, and I say what I want, and I say how I feel, and a lot of people don't know how to react to that.
Yeah.
That open honesty freaks people out, especially when they come from an oppressed home, which you see more in other races. They have way more oppressed homes. At least the households I'm used to, from friends, family, and otherwise, my mom was very outspoken. She always said what was on her mind. And she wanted to make sure everyone around her knew it. And my dad was the same way. I could hear my dad from a block away. I know his cough from a mile.
Can we call it more sheltered homes?
What did I call it? I don't remember.
Oppressed.
I'm going to go with both.
Because from my perspective, I see more like the sheltering part where, yeah, you may go to like a slightly diverse school, but at home, like you're not taught to mingle with anybody else who doesn't look like you or don't speak the same language as you. And if you do, it's like they have to fit certain criteria in order just to be your friend. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what I meant by that is like, not even just like racially or economically, just I've had friends, and you've had the same friends, Keish, that their parents didn't let them do shit. They weren't allowed to go to movies. They weren't allowed to do shit. They weren't, if it wasn't school, bring your ass home.
I would put that with sheltered as well. Sheltered and oppressed. You oppressed from living a life.
That's what I mean. I consider it kind of both, the examples I'm thinking of. But yeah, I don't.
Where it's like the only time they were allowed to see friends is if the friends came over for an hour, and then after that you had to leave.
Yeah, you had to bounce out of there.
Yeah.
Sorry, she's got homework to do. Oh, we had the same homework, but she has homework to do. You need to go home.
I know exactly who you're talking about. That's the sad part.
Yeah. You know both people I'm thinking of.
Great people,
though. I wouldn't say that. I'm going to strongly disagree with you.
Then maybe I don't know who you're talking about then.
I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
Okay.
Shady.
I'm not shady. I would just tell that person to their face and not on our podcast. Boop boop. All right. Well, before I get out myself, I guess the last topic on this I wanted to ask y'all about was workplace challenges.
Oh, it is hard for us. It is just hard.
Y'all can speak for yourselves because all the jobs I've ever had was very diverse, so I ain't have the same challenges.
That's very true.
Yeah. It's hard out here.
There was always multiple people who looked like me. It was like a fucking rainbow in there.
So yeah, that's because you live in New York.
Yes, and I stayed I stayed in the boroughs working. So
yeah, my black ass was out. But it's something while I hate it, and I haven't had a lot of issues with it, it's definitely taught me a lot. Like my aggressive personality, especially being in sales, you have to be perky and bubbly and happy and, hey, I want to sell you things that you don't fucking need. Da, 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 da. I don't do that. I don't like it. I'm not that kind of person. And the transition to get to where I'm at now, being able to politely cuss someone out via email and not get in trouble, has been a journey. Because per my last email was my favorite fucking star dare. Bitch, can you read? Sorry. Had to get that off my chest, clearly. I cannot spell this bitch's name. You'll figure it out, Kishana. Well, Miss Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any examples?
I'm just trying to hold my tongue because something came to mind. But no. Like, we came up and went to school for the exact same thing, and it's definitely a very heavily white focused dynamic in the workforce. And I know with me and where I used to work, that code switching thing is real. That whole dressing up to look the part, the whole talking to be the part. And it worked because you got to a certain level and the pay was great and all of that. But when you leave home, it's like this brick that's on your shoulder that just comes lifted off and you can just be yourself. And I just feel as though I'm over it. Where I am now, I just started my first day of where I'm going to be for however long. Even though it's remote, I actually feel way more comfortable. It's like no type of judgment. There's just open-mindedness. But yeah, I think you just need to really look at where you want to go and how you want to be perceived and who you are as a person, and don't stray away from that.
Yeah.
And learning there is a time and a place.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Always.
Cussing out Martha because she tried to touch your hair. Don't do that. Push that bitch's hand away and tell her don't touch you. You ain't gotta cuss her out.
Let me tell you something. That whole touching your hair shit has no fucking restrictions, no matter the color of the skin, the race, nothing.
Don't fucking touch me.
Nothing. Mm-mm. Because my black coworkers be trying it, and I be sitting there looking at these bitches sideways. Okay,
Dang,
sideways.
How many times has it happened?
Listen, that's why I don't wear my hair out at work.
Yeah.
The minute I wear my hair out, it's like, oh my, don't touch my shit. Your hands are dirty.
My God.
You're like, my hands are not dirty. Yes, they're dirty. To me, they're dirty and they're oily. Don't touch my hair. Like, no. The only person that's allowed to touch my hair without me giving permission is my man, and that's it.
And me, because I don't even wait for
that's
you.
That's because he touched these cheeks. That's why.
I just touch you all over very inappropriately. You'll be fine.
No, you don't randomly touch my hair. I think you even know like the boundaries with that.
I don't remember ever asking to touch your hair. That's what I'll say. But I don't remember ever asking to touch any part of you because I don't give a fuck.
Love you. This is a fucking pedo, okay?
Whoa!
Oh when it comes to me.
Yeah, put that disclaimer on there, bitch. I am not.
At all.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Disclaimer.
Once again, I've known this bitch since I was, 11, 12? Right. I don't give a fuck. I'm touching you wherever the fuck I want. Actually, not most places.
Let's stop.
Anyways. Well, as Black women, I know we got a lot to shit deal with all down the spectrums, and Black women, you doing a good job.
Bitch, you doing a good job, bitch.
Hey,
you doing a good job.
Hey, and we celebrate you because you made it. You gonna keep making it, no matter what these motherfuckers got to say. Okay.
Yeah.
But we all have ways to improve individually and as a culture. Because let's be real, Black women are their own fucking culture. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say.
So true.
Sorry. Not sorry. All right. Well, ladies, I am good on this topic. If y'all are?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. We are going to do our social media moment, the first one of the season. And we're going to gossip. Sorry. I was feeling it. So, I asked these ladies if they wanted to talk about people's relationships because guess what, y'all? It's engagement season. Motherfuckers getting engaged even though they shouldn't be.
Oh, God.
But send me your inquiries, though, because bitch trying to get you married. Okay, thank you. So I sent to Kelly the whole Megan Fox and what is his name?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay, I hate them. They're gross. I don't like her. I've always thought he was gross. But that ring, though.
That ring is fabulous.
Yeah,
that ring
really
is fire. Shout out to that ring designer because that shit is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She did that, or he did that. They did that. But what y'all think? That's the only one I really got.
I don't give a fuck. They don't pay my bills.
Thanks, Kishana. Appreciate it.
I mean, when I found out that they were dating, I thought it was just a weird combo of people, but they look like they're happy.
I mean, they're engaged. I hope they're happy.
Well, a lot of people get engaged and they're not happy. They just do it because they feel like they have to, or they, feel exactly.
I don't know. That bitch is fresh divorced. I would not be in a rush, but that's just me.
I don't know why until you sent it. I really thought they were already engaged. I just assumed that they were.
Because they're gross.
They drank each other's blood at some point. I would have thought this was a life.
They
this
literally
was a life pack.
Tongue swapped on the red carpet, legit, like Family Guy tongue swapped. It was disgusting.
It's a bit much.
I don't know. Let them do their thing.
I hope they're sponsored by Colgate. Because that's a lot of swapping.
They are sponsored by Skinny People of America. I don't know who sponsored them, but just saying. Y'all got any?
I mean, if that's the case, if we're on the topic of them, then you had Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. You had them as well.
Mm-hmm.
See, they nauseate me less. They're still nauseating, but they nauseate me less.
It's odd, but also it's odd but understandable. But it's still odd.
Yes, I'm just happy for Kourtney. She looks very happy. That's all I'm happy for, honestly.
But at the same time, but at the same time, a lot of her fashion has changed to match
dramatically.
Very dramatically. Very, very dramatic.
Even her
But isn't that the Kardashian style, though? They all
start looking like their men.
For their men. Like their style. Like overnight.
I guess so. It's still weird. But anyway, I don't know. Congratulations.
But I am happy for Kourtney because love Scott, but he was out here playing games.
No, Scott was toxic. No.
Well, that's why I like him. From afar. Not for me.
No.
From afar. Hella toxic. 3 kids and bitch.
Yeah, no.
It's 3, right? They got 3?
Yeah.
3?
I think it's 3.
Or
that sounds right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's a lot of grandkids Chris got.
Ugh. Too many. One more on the way.
Then you got what's this now? His 5th felony now? Cheating ass Tristan Thompson.
You know what?
First of all, them Jamaican men are a no for me.
Listen,
prime example.
What's that saying? You get them, you lose them how you get them.
Yep.
There you go. That's the proof is right there. You lose them how you get them,
and you never even really got them. So
right. Listen, she did exactly what he wanted her to do, which is make him relevant because no one knew who he was before her.
Mm-hmm.
They got what they wanted. You know, you got you a beautiful biracial little girl. Like, you know, you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
She just wanted her kid.
Exactly what you wanted.
And she found the right Jamaican to do the job. Clearly. Sorry.
Stop putting filters over this little fucking girl, because her little caramel skin is so cute, and I'm tired of them putting these filters on her and then making her look lighter than she actually is. Because in paparazzi photos, she's a lot darker.
Mm-hmm.
So stop putting filters on your fucking kids. Like, they're kids. They're kids. They already have perfect skin.
Literally.
Their little teeth are supposed to be all over the place because they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Fucking stop.
Kishana turned into a mom.
Then the kids gonna look back on their baby pictures and be like, "Who is that? That's not me."
I hope they wouldn't put their filtered pictures in a baby photo album.
You seriously? That's what professional photos are. All professional photos are like airbrushed a little bit, even on kids, sadly.
Yeah, but you don't have to lighten a child. That's just awful.
No, they lighten photographies a lot.
Gross. I would fuck somebody up if I saw my child looking 2 skin tones lighter. I would be like that girl in that video who she was trying to fight the braider.
Just crazy. We'll be out here doing absolutely the most.
I mean, this is super side tangent. Did you see that video I was talking about?
No, probably not.
It was mad long. The girl was basically like, "You're gonna either do my hair or you need my money back." Because in true black hairdresser style, the bitch was eating lunch and taking phone call breaks and going to pick up her kids and all.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was just like, "Bitch, either you're gonna do my hair or you give me my money back. I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. I'm sorry, this is my time. I'm paying you." I related. I felt it in my bones. That's why I'm very selective about who does my hair.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, are there any other couples who gotten together, broken up, got engaged, married?
Man, I can't even think at the top of my head because they all come and go at the same time. They switch partners. It's just Mitch. Ugh. It's like swapping like Meg the Stallion, like Megan Fox and what's his face? Oh, that is one. Meg the Stallion and Party.
Oh,
they broke up.
They broke up?
Yeah,
I don't think that. But you know what? I think I think even before like that whole thing came out where he was kind of aggressive towards her and her friends because they were like they locked themselves in the bathroom like being like drunk girls in the bathroom and he was being really aggressive about it, like telling her get the fuck out here and all that stuff like that. When they were just being drunk girls in the bathroom.
Yep.
Yeah, like since that story broke, I was just like, no.
Yeah.
No. And I feel like Meg's the kind of girl that needs like a guy that's gonna like a nice guy that's gonna humble her.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like,
yes.
I don't feel like she needs a guy that's on the same type of wavelength that she's on. I feel and then she even said it herself, like she's she's been used to like, you know, fighting for her niggas and shit like that. And I'm just like, no. And that's exactly what
you don't need to do that, baby.
What's his face is like, you know, I think that she just needs a chilled, nice guy to like humble her as well to that.
Yeah,
she needs like a grown ass man.
Yeah,
who got a thug dick. That's what she needs.
If that's what you want to call it.
I mean, that's what the bitch needs. She needs somebody who's gonna yoke her up at the end of the night when she acting wild. And be like, go sit your ass down. We old. Fuck you doing? Don't your knees hurt?
She like, nah, they don't hurt.
All right, come on this dick then.
They don't call him Meg needs for nothing.
And this is why God made me a woman, because it'd be wild in these streets. Anyways, yeah, I did not know they broke up. Well,
yeah, me either. I did not know that.
Sounds like it was meant to be. Because that shit sounds toxic.
Yep.
Well, who was I just thinking of? Did they ever tell why Megan Good and her husband are getting divorced?
Not exactly.
That's right. There's a lot of Megans out here, aren't there?
Yeah,
they never said exactly why. There hasn't been, but supposedly it's been civil and it was just civil.
Okay. I mean, I don't wish anything bad for her. I just won't know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was weird too because like it was just so weird when they got together too because you know he was a very churchy going guy, like super into like religion and stuff like that, and she was the total opposite, and she just became that.
I mean, but I think that was for the best though. I think she needed that because she most of her roles were not that she played in were not church going girls. Like she was getting the roles of the wild girl or the cute, popular, flirty girl or whatever. Like
but you know
she
what?
wasn't getting serious roles or roles that meant anything.
Yeah, because the messed up part is that the pretty privilege is what did that.
Yes.
The fact that she's pretty, like she has she has small features, but she has like
Curves.
huge voluptuous lips, and everybody knows Megan Good's lips, even without seeing the rest of her face.
Right.
So you understand. So I think that's what also played a part in the roles that she was getting, just like how you have like somebody like Taraji P, who don't get like the soft spoken pretty little lady role. She gets the loud, arrogant boss bae. She gets the boss bae roles, you know. So it's just like, and then somebody like Gabrielle Union, another pretty girl, but she gets the soft, like, you know, girly girl roles and stuff like that. It's all because one, they fit the part, and then two, unfortunately, we've been told, society, we have, especially in Black culture, we tell everybody like, you look that way, that's exactly what you are.
Well, let's get into this pretty privileged topic. So I think in this specific example of Gabby, I think she's a good example of someone who I think she purposefully changes the narrative for herself. Because thinking about the roles she's had, she hasn't just had the pretty girl roles. I mean, her characters are obviously beautiful because she's a beautiful woman. But, like, she's had a decent range, unlike Megan, as far as what type of role she's had and what she chooses to continue to do.
I mean, let me make this a little bit more clear then. What I should say is that you would never, yes, her roles may be slightly different from the last one, but they're all amongst the same lines where she's some type of educated. I'm not knocking that. I think that's great. I think they need to start doing that for a lot more women, especially Black women in acting and stuff like that, especially when they're getting cast for roles. But at the same time, like, I don't feel like her palette is that diverse in what she takes as well. But then again, I'm not a big Gabrielle Union fan. I have my own gripe with her, so I think this is probably going to come from like a biased perspective as well. So
I could hear it.
Yeah, it's just some stuff that she has said in the past that makes me have a gripe with her, and it came back and bit her in the ass a couple years ago. So it's just stuff like that.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, as we are talking about pretty privilege, of course, I went on Urban Dictionary to see what they thought pretty privilege was. And according to Urban Dictionary, a person who has more opportunities and becomes more successful in life because of how attractive they are. So, obviously, most influencers benefit from pretty privilege. Not saying they don't work hard. That's not what I'm saying. But when you're pretty and you know it, you use it and you show it. So,
clap your hands.
Thank you. Sorry. But another example of this that I asked the girls before we started, that I thought of was Olivia Jade, Aunt Becky's daughter. That bitch, while her mom was in jail, was posting videos for her. Her mom's in jail because of her. Went to jail for her. But out here posting videos about dumb shit, and like, anyone gives a fuck. I mean, clearly someone does, but I don't.
Yeah, and with Olivia Jade, that whole situation just pisses me off. But the fact that she was even on this past season of Dancing with the Stars, I wanted to throw up. That was just disgraceful. No,
that made no sense.
And they were making so many jokes on Twitter about how, Olivia must have got on there because Lori done paid off Dancing with the Stars, and I totally believe that.
And it was too late, and it was too late to take it back, to send that check back.
Yeah. Like, come on now. And then the fact that they paired her with Val Smirkowski, like the most popular one on Dancing with the Stars as the pro, that was all a setup for press, because they knew that the audience always wants Val to stay in. And if you're going to pair her, and they needed the pity story, for one, because that's how press works, they're going to put her with the one who's most popular of the pros. And that's how she stayed pretty much until the semifinals.
Yeah. Yep.
So even to that, regardless of if Aunt Becky actually wrote the check or not, they put her with the most popular person, the most talented person on the show. Mm-hmm. That's fucking bullshit. Mm-hmm. I would have put her with the most the most of the lower talented people to see what the fuck she really got, to see if she actually has fucking talent.
Yeah.
Because that shit's like a boot camp. They work your ass.
Hell yeah. Let Iman tell it. He was just like, I didn't know I could dance as well.
First of all, proud
of
him.
Guy. Love him.
Proud of
that
him.
Guy.
Him and his wife.
Tiana is
gems.
so beautiful.
Oh, yes.
And their whole family. Oh, God.
Gorge.
Fucking gems. Speaking of Tiana, even though she's pretty, she is the opposite of someone that I would classify as exclusively pretty privilege. Because that bitch worked hard.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think people started when the first time I ever heard of Tiana Taylor, like there was people who was just like, oh yeah, she looked like a man and all stuff like that, and that's because she wasn't like you know, getting to the point where she was like wearing makeup. Like this woman was literally all about her dancing and her choreography the most. It's like, why do you need to wear makeup and all that stuff like that to dance and to perform? So a lot of people were like comparing her to like looking like a man or having the body of a man because she don't got curves. Like she just got but beautiful body, works very hard, comes back every time she got a kid. That's dedication right there.
With the
abs though, with the quickness and them arms. You ever seen her back?
Gosh, man,
her whole body.
Her legs are phenomenal. Her legs are phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Love you, T. Just putting that out there.
But I will say, to go with that, because it just pisses me off, we gotta announce that pretty privilege in the Black community is definitely with the light-skinned girls. No shade, no hate to y'all, but y'all definitely have one up compared to us, the little dark-skinned Hershey chocolate ones.
Well, you have to remember too, that comes from the bias in society. Like I would say in Black society against being dark. Yeah. Because the closer you are to white, I guess the notion is that the closer you are to white, the easier life is for you. I mean, I don't necessarily always agree with that. I necessarily don't agree with that, but
it stems
there
from
is a bias there.
House slave versus a field slave. That's where it stems from in our country. I don't know what other countries had to deal with, but in our country, that's where it stems from.
This is not just our country. This is literally almost every country. The closer you are to white, it seems like the more blessed you are in life.
Like, I'm saying exclusively for Americans. That's
okay.
I can say that I confidently say that that's where that shit comes from. My grandma was a child of a house slave.
Yeah.
And I'm the middle of my family. I'm the darkest on my grandma's side, and I'm the lightest on my mom's side.
Yeah.
Just, and that shit hasn't escaped us.
Yeah. Oh, definitely not. Like the same stuff is perpetuating itself over and over for every generation. So regardless, I'm like, but what else? I kind of want to change this now to more on the social media side of things, because you see the pretty privileged, especially living existentially all over social media. It's everywhere on social media. Just like how if me and Kelly, I know most of the technical, she doesn't have TikTok, but if me and Kelly were to open our TikTok, your TikTok, Kelly. Tell me what's the first thing you see on your TikTok.
Oh, let's see. Here we go. Oh, it's a dog. Next one is a light-skinned girl who has 8-inch extensions.
You want to? So the first thing I just opened to on TikTok was I'm assuming she's white, blue eyes, brunette, long hair, super long nails, in like a crop top fit. She's beautiful, absolutely pretty. She's pretty. I know there's a filter on here because everything on TikTok is filtered. And she's talking about conversations with men in 2022. That's the first thing I just opened my TikTok. And mind you, I have curated my TikTok to show me certain things, and I still get things like this.
Yeah. Yep.
It literally took me 3 scrolls just to find a black girl, which is what I curated my TikTok to give me.
Yeah.
But yet, this is what I'm still seeing.
Because it's the most popular and it's what gets the
Right.
views.
Exactly. And these are the people who get promoted the most on TikTok. And this is the reason why on apps like TikTok and Instagram, that's why there's a need for hashtags like Black Girl Magic, Black Girls
Mm-hmm.
in social media, Black Girl Influencer, Black Girl Match, all this stuff like that. And it's very
Yeah.
sad that it has to be that way, that we have to create hashtags just to be seen.
Right.
Even though half the time the same hashtags are being used in these other, the white creator or the light skinned creators or the preferred creators.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because they
it's
just want
really sad.
exposure.
Right, right. And you can be talking about the same exact thing and having the same exact hashtags, but unfortunately, for you to actually be seen by people you want to be seen by, you have to look up the hashtags Black Girl Magic and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's really sad.
And
Well,
it's so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I thinking of what you just literally said, Kishana, I think a good example is of a pretty privilege of something I've experienced is especially being a thicker girl.
Oh yeah.
This my college that we went to, when we went to college, you had to dress in business attire. It was a
Mm-hmm.
non-negotiable. The president will walk the halls,
Mm-hmm.
and if he saw you in anything that was not business casual, he'll send your ass home.
Right.
And not home and come back. No, you're done for the day. You're done for class. You can go to your next class after you change.
Mm-hmm.
And you take that absence. Well, if me and let's call her Sue, if me and Sue wore the same outfit because I'm thicker and she's prettier and skinnier, her outfit would be perfectly acceptable, and the
Mm-hmm.
dean will say hello and hi and goodbye to her, and he'll see
Mm-hmm.
me and send me home.
Yep.
Yep.
And it enraged me every single time. Because at the end of the day, I didn't ask for all this shit. These hips,
Right.
I didn't. These shits were born with me, regardless of what weight I am. These hips ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, and I feel you because especially being somebody who have a lot of hips and a lot of like lower body. I've experienced that many times, even outside of like the business casual type of world and stuff like that, dressing that way. Like when I worked at the airport, we had a uniform. So at one point I had to I purposely bought my pants like a size or two larger so I can look identical to my coworkers because I'm working with people who either have smaller bodies or smaller frames and stuff like that. And at one point, like I started hating how I looked in those clothing because I'm just like, I look like a boy. Like
Yeah.
where like I look like a boy. And then once I started like wearing my clothes to be more form fitting, like the sad part about it is the attention that came with it. Even though it made me feel more confident that I'm actually wearing clothes that are my size and I tailored to my size and stuff like that, it still sucks with
Mm-hmm.
the attention that came along with it. And it wasn't because I was doing a good job or I was a good employee. And I'm not even talking about from like the perspective of like my managers or my bosses or my supervisors, because they never made a complaint because I came looking proper every day. It just came from everyone else. And that sucks. And even something as simple as like wanting to wear a t-shirt dress, I can't wear a t-shirt dress.
That's impossible.
I
First of
can't wear
all,
a t-shirt dress just to go to the store
them
because
cheeks though.
right, these hips though and the attention that it attracts, and it drives me insane that now it's just like, and I don't like attention. I don't like attention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people looking at me. Don't stare at me. Don't look in my direction. I'm a look at you. I'm gonna look at you wrong. Don't ask me why I didn't smile at you. I'm gonna look at you wrong. Simple as that.
Yep.
And even to that, like throughout my life, I've always been friends with petiter people. So then it looks like I'm doing the most because I decided to wear the same t-shirt dress as one of my other friends that's with me. You understand? So then it looks like I'm doing the most just because my body's a lot more different. Like casual to my other friends is not casual for me.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
I mean, even just wearing leggings.
Right. It's revealing.
Whole ass cheeks clapping.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't mind seeing it, but I get you. I'm a creep. Y'all be fine.
A little bit.
It's fine.
Yeah, but there's like a whole thing, and I'm like, and I get it. I get it that this is it's like it has become like a norm in society that certain body types and certain facial features, certain outwardly features period are viewed as more acceptable than others. Like I get where the idea came from, but at the same time, like we're in 2020 fucking 2, like chill out with that shit.
Well, like even when we were in high school, a person that I texted you about, I remember they exclusively loved an artist up and down, round and round. This artist loved girls who were thick and was very vocal about it. This girl was not thick, and she worked out a lot to make sure she was not thick. And I never understood it because she was like, oh, I love this person. I love them. They love da 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 da. And I'm like, but bitch, you are purposely working very hard to not look like the type of women he very is vocal that he likes. And she never understood nor had a conversation with me about why she did what she did. And obviously she's going to do what the fuck she want to do regardless of what I have to say about it. Who the fuck am I? But I just never understood it because I was just like, but you're working so hard to be this person that you claim that you want to be, but you're actively going against it. And because that the body type that she had was more attractive in society at the time than the body type that I had.
Yeah.
10 years later, thick girls are doing all right. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah, but I hate that.
You see it.
But I also hate the fact that thick is a trend now. Everybody wants to be thick. But now it's been reversed. Now everyone that's got a BBL, got that fat put in the places where that type of fat shouldn't be, they want to reverse it. There's this whole thing going around of people saying that they regret getting their BBLs and all this stuff like that, and they want to reverse it. And they want to get their fat sucked out because my body before was perfect. Like, why did I feel like it wasn't perfect? And it's just like, because you hopped on a trend. Thickness became trendy again. Like being slim thick became trendy. Having large hips became trendy. Like, so people hopped on the trend of being part of the trend and wanting to be acceptable within the trend.
Don't get me wrong. And when I say thick, I do not mean Kim Kardashian, big ass, fake ass booty.
That's not thick.
I just mean, yeah, I mean like you got hips and dips and all the waves. Okay,
that's what I mean. You these hips.
Like, yeah, like the boobs or the non-boobs. You got booty, or you got like you are just not the stick figure type of bitch. Is what I refer to.
Right.
And I love my skinny bitches, but also I love my thick bitches.
Yeah. We don't body shame over here. Simple as that.
Nah,
fam. Just real.
I just like real people. To even, and not to even get into all this too much, but like even the constant debate of the weave girls, the relaxed girls, the / relaxed girls, the what was the other one? Natural girls. Like, who gives a fuck?
Right. Let people, whatever is easier for you, you do. like perfect example. The three of us are so diverse in how we wear our hair. Melissa, she's a relaxed queen. Melissa just wants something easy for her hair. She'll take the white crack any day. Kelly, natural, but she's a blow dry straight. She's a blow dry natural. Me, I'm a natural, but I'm lazy as fuck. Like, I don't wear my hair out. Like, and then people are always asking, like, oh my god, your hair looks so nice. I'm like yeah, because we've established what's easier for us and we just go with it. Like we just found what's easier for us. That's it. Like for so long, like I used to like always tell Melissa, you have the greatest skin. I wish I had skin like you and stuff like that, because Melissa always had like this beautiful glow to her skin without needing makeup at all.
Thank you.
At all. And I'll be like, why don't I have that? And then it was explained, your genes, you know, how you carry yourself on a daily basis. And then now I'm just like, fuck the makeup, like I'm lazy. Like I'm just all around lazy. And
well, don't glaze over it. You worked very hard on your skin.
I worked super hard.
You worked very hard on your skin, and your skin is very clear and beautiful.
Thank you
and
very much.
Glowing.
Thank
so
you very
don't
much.
Glaze over that shit. You're not wearing makeup because you no longer have to feel like you need to. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's all about finding like what's comfortable for you, what works for you. Like even even to that, like I'm not a person who as much as I like doing certain workouts, I don't like making the time to work out. That's what I'm gonna say. Because once I do work out, like I feel good. Like I know what I like to do in the gym, or like I like cardio, like I like some weights and stuff like that. I know what I like, but at the same time, I'm kind of lazy about making the time to work out. But I know when I'm like, okay, bitch, you relax. Like your jeans are not fitting the same way they used to fit. Like you need to like chill out a little bit. You need to chill out. So I know when I get to those points. But thank God I carry my weight very nicely. So yeah. I mean, to each to its own. Like you just gotta find what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and then accepting yourself at every point in life and knowing when you need to make a change that's good for you and not good for everybody else. Because like we always say, nobody pays your bills. They ain't fucking you, they ain't feeding you, ain't paying your bills. Like your job is not to please people. You are not a content creator. You are a regular person, a part of society. Relax.
Also, I think one of my last points to this topic, on the topic of pretty privilege, there are going to be, I'm a shallow bitch. I'm very aware of this shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't like ugly people in my circle. Sorry. I know that sounds horrible to say, but it just is what it is. Okay. I've realized this over the years. I can't. But having pretty people in my circle, there are people in my circle who use their prettiness to their advantages and use that privilege to their advantage. And I am not knocking anyone for doing it.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have those people in your life, you need to take them fucking notes, bitch.
Yeah.
Take notes. And if that means that you feel like you need to put a little more effort into your look to start using those fucking pointers, do it. Do it until you don't have to, or you choose not to.
Right, and do good with your pretty privileges. That like if you know you have it, like do good with it. Don't use it to step on other people's toes. Like
even
don't
if that's
use
buying
it.
A drink for your friend.
Right. For real, if he wants to buy you a drink, tell him you got to buy my friend a drink too if you want to buy me a drink. Like we both drinking tonight.
I've had my friend use her pretty privilege for that. I didn't have to pay for a single drink. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, back when I was younger, we used to go hang out and go to like lounges and stuff like that. Like, you know, being the thick one in the group, the bouncer always used to be like, "Damn, your friend's cute." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." He'd be like, "I'm like, okay, so you gonna let us in? You telling me I'm cute, but you gonna let us in?" Oh, okay, all right, that's what I thought. Okay, all right, thank you, bye-bye. So like that, like you have to use it to the benefit.
Use your powers
you
for
and
good.
Your people. Like, don't be selfish.
Use your powers.
And I will always make the disclaimer of I don't think that I'm the baddest bitch in the world, but I sure don't think I'm ugly either.
Oh yeah, let's make this very clear. I like talking shit. We all know this. But I am not knocking anyone for being pretty. But also, we are cute as fuck up in here. We get fly. And I know I can bag somebody if I need to. I won't. I'm good. Love you, boo, if you're listening.
I'm good with what I got.
I'm good over here. But I also know I'm cute as fuck. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Never forget. I'm not a thick girl. I know I'm a hard 6, maybe an 8, depending on the day. but I know I will happily steal somebody's man if I absolutely had to and get my revenge. Proudly.
Right. Like your confidence should come from like an inward part of you, not just from your external, because there's some people out there that are beautiful but have some terrible fucking personalities. Like terrible.
And there's some people who are lower on this spectrum of pretty, but their inner confidence and their personality shine so much that you don't even notice. That's not the first thing that you think about when you talk to them or you meet them. Right. You notice how their personality draws you in. And that's also what I meant by ugly. Not just physically ugly, but just ugly.
Right. And right. Like I feel like that's the one part of yourself you should be the most secure about is your personality, because your personality will take you so far versus the way you look.
Facts.
That's why old white women be going to get Botox and shit, because they think that their looks is everything. And don't be evil. Y'all, I saw Paris Hilton's mom on The Real today, and she looked good.
Kathy always.
Paris Hilton is still looking good herself.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Paris. Paris is still young.
But I'm just saying. She still looks good.
Paris Hilton's mom got 2 grown ass kids, and she looked good.
Yeah,
I see you, Kathy. Just saying. I was like, that's Paris's mom? Hold up. She looked like she Paris's age. Shit.
But she's lived a wonderful life.
A whole ass life.
Good grief.
Yep.
I would love to be a Hilton. Anyways. Well, I think I'm good off this, y'all. If you are.
Ditto.
Sweet. Well, let's wrap this sucker up. We're going to go ahead and go into our weekly recommendations. And this is where we give you, it could be a piece of advice. It could be some music. It could be a TV show, movie, whatever. It's just something that we think might help your week. And if you don't want it, keep scrolling. And we'll post them later. Thank you, Miss Kelly, for always being amazing.
Yes. Of course.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
See, amazing.
So I have a new artist alert. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of her, but I am obsessed. Her name is Cleo Sol. That's what she goes by. And she's a British singer-songwriter. She's been putting out music, it seems like, since 2019. But I just recently found out about her like 3-4 weeks ago. And I just feel so bad because she's this soul jazzy type of sound. And she just has like this pure angelic voice. I would kind of compare her to a mix between Sabrina Claudio or Emily King, Dwelle, the Robert Glasper Experience type of instrumental backgrounds. And if you're just a fan of the R&B Salt Collective, then you're just definitely going to love her. She's just pure magic to me, and I can't stop listening to her.
Go ahead and send that recommendation over to the text group. Thank you very much. Lovely. Miss Kiana, would you like me to go? Or would
you can go.
All right. Well, this is going to be a repeat recommendation because it's always a thing we need to do. We're in a new year, and as big boys and girls and others, we need to budget. Yay! Because nobody wants to go into a new year not knowing where your money's going to be and where you can get your travel expenses from, even though y'all shouldn't be traveling. And like, you just need to know what you're getting into and what goals you need to have. Like me and my boo went and did our budget for the year. It was painful. We got a lot of work to do to get to these goals of buying houses and all the things. And it is a wake-up call. So, do your budget. You can go on Google and download a free budgeting tool that works through Excel. So, it really does the formulas and all that stuff for you. Or you can just do a normal Excel or paper budget. I do it for the month and then for the year. Just so you know where you're going to land from your income after taxes versus your expenses, because that also might tell you if you need to cut some shit out or if you got room to play and save more. You never know. Budget, people.
Perfect.
Yes. Okay, so my recommendation is also an artist recommendation as well. So randomly, this girl popped up on one of my what's this thing called? One of my playlists, one of my recommended playlists from YouTube. And this was like earlier last week, and like I've listened to both of her albums like back to back, and her voice is phenomenal. Her name is Isla.
First of all, for you to listen to an album means it's real.
Yeah, I actually, because her voice is so
beautiful,
nice. Like she's in the category of being like R&B but slightly poppy but still slightly like mellow in a way. But her voice is absolutely phenomenal. Like she's one of those like more indie artists, but I would definitely recommend, especially if like that's the type of music some people like to listen to. Like it's her voice is phenomenal. It's so soothing. So soothing.
She's chef's kiss for sure.
Oh, you know who I'm talking about, Kelly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her voice is Isla, Iyla. I think love her name, by the way, Isla. So pretty. Like Isla Fisher. I just had to make that connection. Yep. And it's funny because she's also a redhead.
Yeah.
I love me a good redhead.
Love me a gingy.
Love it. I always wanted strawberry blonde children, but I'll set her for dark brown. Just saying. All right. Thank you, ladies. Well, I think we're good to wrap this sucker up. So that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening to High Tea with Mel, Kel, and Kay. Don't forget, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and follow us on Instagram at HighT_podcast and on Twitter at HighTPod1. And take a peek inside the description box for all things High Tea. And we will talk to you the same time next week.
MKK out.